with a reminder that what is it that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala expects from the mu'mineen. We learn that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that mu'mineen are those who establish prayers. That's the first and the foremost quality of a mu'min that was described. Mu'mineen are those who give zakat. And mu'mineen are those who surely and certainly have a certain faith, with this much emphasis, in the hereafter. And we also learned that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that even if you may have the quality of establishing prayer and giving zakat, but if doing these two good deeds is not purely for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with the intention of only pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for the reason of them becoming a source of mercy and forgiveness in the hereafter, if there's any worldly purpose attached to them, if there's any hope that by doing so people may regard you as a very pious person, or by doing so somebody may give you extra credit, or it will help you build some credibility with somebody else, if there's any worldly purpose attached to it, if there's no ikhlas, sincerity in these two actions, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make your deeds attractive for you, and that's the worst kind of punishment, because then you would feel that you are doing the right thing, you will feel that you are being guided, you will feel that you're all good, all set, but in reality you are heading towards destruction, and then in the hereafter your good deeds would have no weight. They will be accounted for zero, and you will be a true loser. So the sincerity in actions is another very, very important thing. The other thing that we spoke about when we met last week was that in preparing for Ramadan, what we need to do is we need to become neutral. The first thing and the foremost thing is to ensure that there is no negative marks that we are acquiring. In this quiz or this test that we are faced with, there is negative marking and there is positive marking. Our objective is to get as much positive marks so that we can then be accounted among those who have done good. But what majority of us end up doing is that with our positive marks, just as in any other quiz, worldly quiz or test that we take where there is negative marking, you do 4 questions with positive answers, but you do 3 with negative, or you do 5 with negative, and in the end when the result comes you realize that the negative marking has overtaken the positive marking and you are in negative, or at worst at 0, or at best at 0. What we want to do is we want to make sure that there are no negative marking, that there are no actions of ours which are taking us in the negative zone. And that we ensure by protecting our eyes, by protecting our tongue, by protecting our ears. If these 3 organs of ours we protect, a major part of our negative marking goes away. When we lie, when we backbite, when we slander, when we accuse, when we use foul language, that's all tongue coming into play, all taking us into negative zone, and far negative zone, because wrong use of tongue can have very serious consequences. When we use our eyes to look at things which are not meant for us to look at, and the worst case, we don't even think that what's the big deal. We think there's, it's just a newscaster. We are going in the negative zone. We are going in the negative zone. We need to protect. There's a clear-cut command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the mu'mineen to lower their gaze. We need to lower our gaze. We need to lower our gaze whether we are in public or in private on our screens. We need to make sure that our gaze are protected. And if we are in an environment where there is music being played, so eyes watching movies, watching TV, watching internet, nowadays unfortunately people don't watch movies, or fortunately people don't watch movies and TV dramas as much, but they surely watch shorts a lot, and shorts can be, and TikToks and all of these can be far worse as well. So there is no In a movie and drama, you would at least make you one consistent thing would go on for a few hours. TikTok, there were multiple things will just come in that half an hour, and that's much more addictive as well. So protecting your tongue, protecting your eyes, and protecting your ears. Being in an environment, if you have a company where people use foul language, if you have a company where people slander, backbite, if you are in an environment where there's a lot of music being played, then be mindful. Being mindful of that environment and try to rescue yourself from that environment. I'm not saying that go and start giving fatwas on the others and start telling them that stop this, stop this. If you have the ability to stop, yes, do. But it's always better not to, as opposed to pointing others their mistakes and becoming holier than thou, that you move yourself away from that and try to avoid such areas. That's a better approach, because people tend to feel very comfortable correcting others and think that, now that I have learned few things, I must stop others. That approach doesn't really correct people. It usually mostly offends people and they tend to go away. Best to avoid themselves. My Shaykh, after his Risal, is passing away, somebody I met, I didn't meet, but somebody was in the company, and they were saying that I'll tell you that how I came towards Islam. So he said that this is 20, 30 years ago, most likely 30 years ago, when both of them were quite young, and they were traveling in a bus together from one city to another. And he said that I saw Shaykh Zulfiqar, rahmatullah alayh, he was sitting in the front, a young boy, probably in his mid-30s at that time, and he was sitting behind him. He said, as soon as we sat in the in that bus, the driver he switched on the music, and what he did, what Shaykh Zulfiqar rahmatullah alayh, he put his fingers in his ears, and he said that for the next 2-3 hours, or as long as, I don't remember the exact duration of the journey, as long as the journey was, he just kept his ears closed. He said, when I saw that, it inspired me so much, it impressed me so much that, I felt that, this is how we need to be protecting ourselves. He later on, and he went and asked him that, why did you not go and just tell the bus driver to switch off the music? Why did you put the finger in your thing? He said, look, it's very simple. If I had asked the bus driver to switch off the music and he would have insisted on keeping it on, he would have become even more sinful. So I didn't want that just because of something I want, and the person, and it's known that they would resist to it. They would push back and they would not ask for it. I didn't want that because of something I say, and not an area where I can help him, guide him, he becomes more sinful. Because in that short duration he is driving, he won't have been able to tell him the benefits or switching off the music and everything. It would have just simply added to the sin of the bus driver. So being considerate about others and yourself avoiding the sin at times is better as well. So this helps us become neutral. Now, once we are at a neutral state, we want to go into positive zone, right? I'll tell you a shortcut for going into a positive zone, and a shortcut of staying away from the negative zone as well. So a shortcut, of course, the effort has to be put in to come out of the negative zone and becoming neutral. So a shortcut to remain neutral, staying away from the negative zone, and a shortcut of going into positive, right? That's what we'll focus today's session upon. That what would be the shortcut of coming into the remaining neutral and going into the positive zone. The shortcut is not something that I have invented myself.